got to say welcome to Tea Time with Terry. Doo-doo-doo. Wait, there's the camera.
Welcome. Oh, I love your teapot.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm a little teapot, short and stout.
Tale as old as time. Isn't she Mrs. Spot?
Back in the cupboard with you.
Oh, Chip.
Hope there's no children. So I want to welcome you all. My name is Terry Hastings. I am the Arts Events Coordinator at UCR Palm Desert. I've been putting on art shows for quite a few years, and due to our lovely COVID-19, can no longer put on art shows in reality. So now we have to become virtual. And speaking of virtual, here's my virtual friend, Terry Ray.
I'm so flattered. Hi, Terry.
Hi. How are you?
Virtual hug.
I didn't call you old this time, so.
Thank you. I appreciate. Yeah.
You're welcome.
I'm starting to dim the lights more, so I can. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. It's the Vaseline on the camera. So, welcome back to our second episode. The reviews were kind to us, and the Nielsen's allowed us to continue on. So the networks are letting us have our show.
So we got renewed? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we got renewed. Yes, for one more week.
Okay.
I know. We're good.
That is good.
We had 42 guests with us last week, and we've had so far 72 views on YouTube. So we're going viral. It's kind of like a disease. Yes.
We start out virtual, and that just progresses to viral.
Viral, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually we'll become virtuous. I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. So we're going to continue talking about and showing the Salton Sea / Climate Change 2020 art show.
Cool.
That we've had going. And so we'll just kind of start looking at stuff and see what we got. So here we go. No, that's not, don't press that button. Press this button. Don't press that button. There we go.
Oh, you're going to share now. There you go.
Yep. So let's move ahead. Let's see what we got. Press a button. Anything. There we go.
Woo.
Mandy Mains oil on panel.
Nice.
Yeah, very pretty. Great light to this one.
Really pretty.
Yeah. All the art is for sale. If you'd like to purchase this one, just contact Mandy at mandymainsstudios.com.
Radiance.
Yes.
It looks like it.
I'm not getting an image of the painting. This is
What are you
Jeffrey.
seeing an image of?
Excuse me. Hello?
Yeah.
This is Jeffrey. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm not getting an image of that painting, if that's what you're talking
What do
about.
you see, Jeffrey?
I see a screen of, it says Zoom to the upper left, and then a time, and then a list of mute, keypad, speaker, add call, video, Zoom, and then a red X.
Okay. Kelly, can you help Jeffrey with that? See if you can mute his microphone and then see what we can do in the wings. Okay.
I love technology. It's exciting.
Isn't it? Isn't
You
it?
never
Yeah.
know what's going to happen.
Exactly. We're going to try. We're really going to try.
For a second, it sounded like God. Like, I don't
Right? Just the voice. Just the voice without a face or anything else. So, if anybody has a question, I think you can ask them. You can see the Q&A button, and you can type your questions, and then my producer, Kelly, can read them and pass them into me, like crib notes and stuff like that. So we're going to continue on. Hope that Jeffrey can see things soon. Here we go. And here's Marty's work. We were talking to Marty earlier, Terry.
Her name sounds like a party, and so does her art.
Yeah, exactly. That's who she is. That's who she is. And she just released her brand new website. It looks great. Everybody needs to go check it out. But here we can see Marty's kind of urban, modern, but then we get to see the fish of Salton Sea. We don't normally get to see images like that in Marty's. They're a little more abstract, but here she brings both dead fish and living fish, and all sorts of fun things that you can go searching for in her work. Maybe like a couple of birds over there. But Marty's work is always fascinating and really interesting.
That is really cool. There's a lot going on.
Right there, yeah, lots. Moving on to Mary Kay. This is a diptych. You get 2 for a price of 1 here. It's
Working.
Yep, it's a bargain. Oil on canvas. I love. It almost has. I don't know if she's put wax over it, but I like the texture.
Oh, so it's like it's more bumpy, 3D-ish than you.
A little more of that. Almost appears crayon-like to me and stuff like that. But it's oil, so it's really got a great texture and resonance to it. She continues on into the starfish.
Wow.
You want to get a close-up look.
Oh yeah, you can see the texture a little bit more.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. Lots of dots and lines and drips and all that parts that go with this.
That is cool.
And then she continues with the dots, and we just pretty much lose any sort of figurative sort of thing and just go into the unknown with this one.
Destruction.
Exactly.
A couple of them have tails like little sperms.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a theme of that going on. I don't know. We'll see that later on. Here's Matthew Luther's photo as he looked into the future. Who knew that we'd be all wearing these?
Yes, really. It does look safe, though.
Mm-hmm. So,
oh, wow. Look at him.
exactly. Talk about
That's
social
very
distancing.
fortune telling.
Yep. Yep. No, Matthew did a good job with that.
Oh, look at the sofa. Is it on rocks?
I think so. I'm not. You're going to make me look old here. It's like it's the bifocals, it's the regular, it's the glasses. So, and then Jeffrey, let's see if we've solved our issues with Jeffrey. Jeffrey, Kelly, let's bring Jeffrey back if he's here.
I think Jeffrey might have left,
No.
and he's but maybe he's coming back in. But we did get David.
Oh,
Oh, there's Jeffrey. There he is.
Okay.
There you go. Okay.
He's on the verge.
Jeffrey, can you see?
Hi, everybody.
There's David.
Yeah.
I need,
Jeffrey, can you see the screen now? Jeffrey, can you see the screen now?
nope, no Jeffrey.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at that thermostat in there. That looks hot.
Well, this is Jeffrey's thing. His work is all about global warming, and what is about to happen to us as a species, and what's going to happen with the world. But I really would like to let him say it in his words.
Right. So this is recording the highest temperature. That's what it's
Right, and this was in
happened, yeah.
2016. We've actually since broke this temperature. Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me now?
There you are. Yes.
Okay. How about thank you, Leah, very much.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see the work. I can't see the work. I've got it physically out here in my studio.
Okay. Well, here, Jeffrey, tell us about Basra, southern Iraq.
Okay, this piece resulted from a statistic I heard that Basra in 2016 went up to 129 degrees Fahrenheit, ambient temperature outside. So human survival becomes difficult. Scholars situate this area as the Garden of Eden in Scripture, and I think since 2016, temperatures have gone even higher. So,
Wow.
so,
Wow.
and it's, and at the time it was the highest temperature ever recorded in history. And that's part of the piece. You can see that.
So tell us about It's All in the Bag.
This is a lot of organizations, particularly in Los Angeles, supply homeless people with knapsacks that have security systems, including a strap that you can put it around your leg when you're sleeping, so that nobody steals it. So anyway, this is, and the next work is about climate refugees, and climate refugees often are homeless people in places where they arrive as refugees. The piece, I don't know if you, the piece is interesting because the buildings sort of in the background are not very inviting, and the people on the street are living in tents and climate refugees have as rough a time as any refugee because they usually are not particularly welcome, and they're not. It's not easy to relocate.
Well,
Anyway.
yeah, I mean, as any refugee from either war or no matter what are usually somehow not welcome in countries.
Is that bag dripping blood?
Yes, it is. A lot homeless people have a life expectancy much lower than the average. So I mean, that's sort of symbolic of that. Yeah.
And then price reduced waterfront.
Okay, this one, well, one of the results of climate change and global warming particularly is the ice sheets and all the Arctic ice and Antarctic ice is melting and resulting in the sea levels are rising around the world, and that in itself causes climate refugees. They want to leave their homes that are inundated with water. So there's a tie in here, and
Right, all those Floridians that want to move back to New York, that won't be allowed.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, no, I just read that the Arctic Circle recorded a temperature above 100 the other day.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah. It wasn't supposed to get that high for the next 40 years. So
Yeah, it's quite premature.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No.
And
But do we get a nice bottle like that bottle? If it warms up, do we get to find that bottle in the ice? That's
Well, who knows what we're going to find in the ice? That's the deal. I've read that there's ancient diseases or a mummy or, like my mastodon of chaos that'll just come down to Toronto and destroy Toronto. Or something.
I guess there's a notion that you can go all the way from Russia to the United States via the Bering Strait now, but you drive and then you take ferries across through the islands and then end up in Anchorage or one of the other ports in Alaska, and then you drive down the Alkane.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I mean, this is a way to do it, because of the Arctic ice is so limited now up there.
Right.
There isn't the impediments of that anymore.
So now we know how our indigenous people came over from Asia and stuff like that. I mean, we already knew that, but we're actually getting to see it in real life.
With tourists.
Except it was ice that they traveled across.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of ocean out there now because of the ice melt. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Very
you.
cool
You're
stuff.
welcome.
And now it's time for a word from our sponsor. Wait, what's that? Oh, we still don't have a sponsor.
What?
Okay.
We don't have one yet? We got renewed, Terry.
I know we got renewed. We still don't have a sponsor.
Oh,
I got
man.
to talk to my boss about that. So.
You think a tea company would at least step forward?
Somebody, yes. Constant comment or something. So. Moving forward.
Oh.
Yes. Nancy Rosardi painting plein air of herself, painting plein air.
And she's over here in this column of people listening, right?
She is here, yeah, so say something nice.
I like this painting, Nancy. I really do. What's it? It's got 3D elements to it as well, right?
Media. So, yes, it looks like she's collaging some pieces because like on her pants, there's that texture there and maybe in the mountains back behind.
And
So,
Nancy, is that her self-portrait? That's a self-portrait?
perhaps. I mean, I like that her shirt is actually the painting as well.
Yes.
If you
Yeah,
notice.
that's really cool.
So,
And not easy to do, to paint your own shirt while you're standing there.
no, especially the back of your shirt. I was just like, how do you see the back of your shirt? to paint the
That's
shirt?
talent right there. Lots of levels.
Nancy's great, yes. Oh, here's Nash Larson's American Dream series. Nash is here too, so make sure you say something.
Nash?
But no, these are great. These are haunting. Let's go with haunting.
Dreams are to the left. Oh, look at
Yeah.
that swimming pool. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dirty pool.
Penises. It's nice.
Mhm. All sorts of stuff.
Oh, there's a mattress in there. I didn't notice that at first. Couple. Huh.
Well, once the rains come, then you can float.
Soggily.
So speaking of mattresses,
Yes, a theme.
yeah,
These are powerful pictures.
yes. Especially when you start with American Dream as your theme. It's just like, go over here. Because that's what the Salton Sea was after, Palm Springs was everything. Then there was going to be this great lake, and we were all going to go out there and boat and water ski, and
Wow.
then this happens.
Look, there's a person there that looks like a.
Oh,
is that a person?
is it?
Looks like it.
Looks like a robed, like a
Right, a monk.
somebody from the past.
Maybe it's just the post, but
It might be a post, but it looks cool.
yeah. And then, please clean up. I think this is an Airbnb, one of the first Airbnbs.
Wow. They really saved a lot on landscaping.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, and then poor Richard's Mini Mart. He's poor because there are no people there.
This almost looks like a painting.
Mm-hmm.
Soft, like a painting.
And refurbished double wide. This is the American Dream right there.
That is.
Here. Hey, Nash, would you like to come on and talk to us since you're here?
Come on, Nash.
Let's see if I can do this. I can do this.
Work some magic.
I just go down here and I allow him to talk. Hey, Nash, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh, great.
Good stuff.
yeah.
Thank you. You're very kind. Thank you.
So what would you like to tell us about this series, or just your love of shooting around the Salton Sea?
Well, I've been taking pictures of the Salton Sea now for probably over 20 years, and it's just so mystical and haunting. You know, some of it is so sad, what's happened, and the destruction and the devastation. But the people that live there and some of the businesses, they have such a tenacity, and it really holds on. And there's no place like the beautiful light and the sky, and there's always something interesting. And every time I feel like I have the opportunity to go there, it's like a child on Christmas morning. I mean, it's so exciting to go, and the chance for creativity is endless.
Well, you're capturing some cool stuff there.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I love trailers, and this refurbished double wide was, I noticed a lot of these houses in Salton City, there's a lot of where they've taken sort of trailers and turned them into houses. And I think this is probably actually a double wide. I think there's two double wides here.
Right, it's extra fancy.
Wow.
Yep. Nice. Well, thanks for popping in, Nash.
All right. Well, thank you. I'll answer any questions you have.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah, I think we'll get to the end, and then we'll just kind of see what people have for questions, and we'll go for that. Now that we've learned we can practically make anybody talk.
I love that feature.
I know. This is...
Since we got renewed, I mean, you can really expand the technology.
Right. We're learning fast. Okay.
What else you got? Ooh.
Well, look who's here. It's David Getz.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
So, this is.
So, David, tell us about your work.
This is about Katrina. This is rooftop rescue, and it shows one of the many impacts of climate change. Right, the hurricanes are coming, and the floods are coming, and it's just much more impactful than it used to be in the past. Right. So and of course, if you can see in the background, there's all that pollution that's being put out, CO2, carbon dioxide being put out by smokestack. And it's hard to see, but if you can see the real piece, then you would see that there's smokestack in the background.
Right. Now, Terry, I don't think you've seen David's work before. This is in 3D. So these are small little pieces. Some photos are raised up and some are deeper in.
That's what I was going to ask. So this wasn't done on the computer. You literally like cut the photos and
they're all cut pieces, and they're all raised on foam core. So there's a 3-dimensionality to them.
Wow. And I don't even mind that you lost some of the pieces. It's cool.
Well, they were strategically removed.
Right.
Artistic decision involved.
And this piece was inspired. We were in Europe over Christmas, and everything we heard in the news, NBC, ABC News, and World News, everything, they were talking about how intense the fire was in Australia. Yeah. And we don't get a lot of it here in the United States. We get most of our local news, but we didn't get a lot of international news. But they were talking about billions of animals actually being killed because of the fires. There were nowhere for them to run, and they were just being burned alive. Right.
And you have some burned animals there, right?
Yeah, and so I was so moved by it. That's why when I came back here, this was one of the first pieces that I did, and you can see the corpse of animals there. Yeah, it was a pretty intense fire over there.
Mhm.
Wow.
And then speaking of fire, we got more here.
Yeah, and this one and the next one are companion pieces, almost like a diptych because it's fire and ice.
Okay.
And this is, of course, images of fire. Well, now this is the
Wait, I'll go back to fire. Let's go back to fire.
Let's go back to the fire. The fire, this is in California. You know, here we are living in the middle of all these fires and running rampant, coming up very soon in the summertime, right? So,
Right.
and climate change, of course, is affecting all of the earth. And you see in the background, there is a layer of cracked earth.
Okay, yes.
And I use, for all my images, I use a very scenic earth image in the background, except that I turn it and make an inverse, like a negative of the image, because the earth is in fact being turned upside down.
Wow.
Right, with climate change. And so that's my my way of saying, look, it's not a normal earth anymore. It's being affected. So all these
Right.
beautiful sceneries are now being affected. And that's what my statement is trying to say, right? Like, so yes,
Right.
this is one of the, and then this is,
Sorry.
so this is the calving of ice sheets, right? The ice sheets are being
Right.
are melting and they're just falling down everywhere. And this one you can see a little bit clearer in the background. There is smokestacks right in the middle. You can see several smokestacks there.
Yeah.
And of course, smoke, some carbon is being emitted into the air. So it has a lot to do with, in fact, it's the major cause of all of this climate change.
How do you cut those squares? With scissors?
Very carefully, no, with X-Acto knife.
Exactly, because they're so perfect.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and you know, it's a very forgiving process, because if I miss one, okay, I don't need to use that tile, right? If I screw one tile up and I remove the tile, it's not going to change it that much.
Don't blow it. Just say you did every one exactly as you planned.
Right. You do have to plan it out, and it's a process that I kind of have a vision of what the image would look like beforehand, but as I'm working, sometimes you alternate. You have to make room for this piece or remove the other piece.
It's very cool.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, we'll do all the questions at the end. So thank you, David.
Thank you.
Kelly, we can take David out now. And actually, we're going to take this brief pause. Terry, tell us about electricity and coming to the internet.
How kind of you to ask, unprompted, like you just did. How nice. So yes, I've been doing this play that I wrote and I've been acting in, and it became the longest play in Palm Springs, called Electricity. But you know, theaters have been closed, and we were going to go off Broadway with it, and now we can't. So
Wait, you were going to go off Broadway with your show?
Yes, it's been very exciting.
Yes.
So now we are going to do some live streaming performances for everybody in the whole warmed up planet to watch. So if you'd like to have information, you can go to the website electricitytheplay.com. It's a really, it's a good play. People have been watching it for 3 years and loving it. So
it is. I've seen it. It is a very good play.
And you can watch it. It's just $12. You'll be supporting the arts. You'll be doing a lot of great things, and you'll be entertained at the same time. Thanks
and
for
entertained.
Harry. This brief pause was sponsored by Electricity.
Thank you. Moving on. Here's a beautiful photo of how things kind of should be with from Suboken. I love the green picnic tables.
Absolutely. That is neat.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Here's a pretty piece. Thank you, Sylvia.
Yeah.
Watercolor. So
Some nice birds. Nice bird action.
beautiful birds. The colors are gorgeous. Those golds and yellow and orange tones are amazing.
Yeah. And the trees are all in the water, so they must be dying, right? Just a few leaves on the tree.
Pretty much, yeah. That's Salton Sea for you.
Yeah.
So, and then Lori's Vigorous.
Wow.
All sorts of things to find here.
Yeah, I'm taking it in.
Yep. Yep. So we talked about sperm earlier. So there's the theme here, I believe, and some vagina possibilities and people dancing and bomba. I think I see.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yep. All sorts of fun things.
I like a little bikini action going on in those figures.
Right, exactly. I was just like beach party.
Yeah, some of them aren't wearing much at all. But, I guess that's why the sperm gets loose.
Right, exactly. I think this is very fertility rights sort of thing.
Well, yeah. Ooh, this is cool too.
Yeah, this is fun. So Tim, these are all cut out of metal. All these fish are cut out of metal, and he paints them. And so this is another 3D piece.
So is it a sculpture or a paint? Like, how do you classify?
Yeah, it's what do they call it? Relief. So
But
it's hung on the wall.
Okay.
But the fish probably stick out 3-4 inches off the platform or the panel itself.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Tim always does fun stuff. Usually very colorful. I've seen some of his butterfly work and things, and this is the first time. And see, we get to see the fish go from practically dead and black and white at the bottom, and then as they go up higher, they become more colorful and alive.
Yeah.
So, thus the name Resurgence.
Let's hope it's true.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. I want to call him Edgar.
Edgar's waiting for fish. He's hungry.
Yep. Yep. This is my friend Ushi / Ulrike.
Very cool.
Yeah, she does some very fun animal work, including these.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Those are gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Colors?
Yeah, the color's great. The motion's great.
Yeah, I like it.
And this guy.
Oh, him. I've heard of him. Oh, I remember when I modeled for these. Yeah.
Yes, that was you. That was you. So
pre-COVID-19, when before you came away.
pre-COVID-19. So I kind of went through the 5 stages of grief. Yeah, for Mother Earth, and so that's why it's naked in this hostile environment. Here is denial, the first stage, and then we go into anger, into bargaining, depression, and finally acceptance.
Climbing the mountain. So what do you do to make the black and white versus the color? Is that?
That's Photoshop. That's work. You sit there. It's just a very time-consuming process to go, I want this in color and I want that in black and white.
Were you improvisational with the poses, or how did you decide what was going to go with what?
This model was just wild and crazy, and it just let him go. You just let him go, because this shoot, there was never any clothing at all. We didn't even start with clothing. He was just like, okay, boom.
Right. So he's not worried about that.
No, not worried about that at all. Did
you give him the theme? Like, did you say, okay, we're going to do this? Or did you just take a bunch of pictures and go, this is what I see here?
Exactly. That's actually what happened. I didn't know that this was being birthed. So, but once I saw the photos,
Mm-hmm.
then I was just like, oh, I get it. I know what's happening now. So, and then the concept for this, when we were going to have the live show, I wanted to actually beat and kind of mangle these photos because I print them on metal. And if anybody has seen my beaten pieces before, they get roughed up. They, they'll sit 3-4 inches and they'll just be ripped and torn and scratched. And so I want the art to go through the same emotional drama that the subject has.
Nice. That's
So,
cool.
but we never got around to that.
So you
So-
can beat these up later.
Right. Well, I will. But it's just like, I have these perfect right now. If anybody wants to buy these in the perfect version, I've got that, or I'll gladly beat them for you. So, free beating.
Do you have a whole beating outfit that you wear?
Well, I do have to wear earplugs because it gets really loud.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And my neighbors don't appreciate it. But, so yeah, you just take hammers and screwdrivers and all sorts of things, and you just start tapping the metal, and you can feel the metal actually has divots and gets soft, and then all of a sudden you get giant just crevices, and
Oh,
it's a fun process.
is the aluminum?
Yeah, the aluminum does.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Very cool, Terry.
thanks.
The model's not ugly.
No, he wasn't either. He comes from LA.
Mm.
So on to some other gorgeousness.
Wow.
These photos from Tim North.
There's some crustacean going on there.
Yep.
Wow. That place is
So-
interesting.
And yeah, that color is gorgeous. That purple,
Periwinkle.
right?
Um,
And some more lost docks.
wow. Beautiful stuff.
Yep. More beautiful work.
Wow. Look at that.
Salty ruins.
It's an interesting kind of ruin. You know,
Yeah. Well, I mean, all that salt, so everything just gets covered in it.
It looks ancient, but like with a cot or shopping cart or something in there. It's like
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then finally, this is our last piece for the day. Veronique's Mirror in the Desert.
Oh wow.
Another gorgeous piece.
It is.
So we're going to come back to here. And let's, I guess, open things up for questions. Do we have questions? You missed the face in the last picture.
I thought there was a face. I was going to say something, but I thought you'd yell at me.
Oh, no.
There's like a face in there. It looked like
Okay.
it looked like a horse to me, but I don't know if it was a horse.
Okay. So, and as we wait for, if people want to ask anything, I just want to remind people that I've put out the next 6 months worth of shows, or the show themes that are on the website. So you can go there, or if anybody has already gotten them, I sent those out in the emails. So we've got some fun themes.
Give an example, Terry.
What's that?
Give an example.
Oh, the Cat's Meow is coming up in August. Yep, it's a follow-up show to our Dog Days of Summer from last year. We have to give equal time for cats.
Right.
Um,
Fun.
and so it's going to be another fun animal show that we do in August. I'm looking forward to September, which is called The Light: Why an Artist Lives in the Desert.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for most people, like whenever an artist gets asked, why do you live here? At least for me, it's the light. And so I want all the artists to explore how that affects them and what they see and how they use it. And I think it's important to the art of our region, of what makes us kind of all work together.
The year-round artists, when I ask people why they live here, they say it's because there's a lot of free parking. So,
Yeah, that works too. It's not Laguna. So, and then I also want to put out just a little call for friends to bring in more artist friends, and I'm especially looking for more artists of culture and color. There's a lot of us. There's a lot of white one of us, and we need to. I want to do a little more better job of reaching out to artists that are Black or Asian or Latin or Native American or trans. Open up our family. We've never been closed, but I want to make a very specific and concerted effort to welcome all people to our group of artists.
Great.
So, okay. Anybody else want to ask a question? You can raise your hand. Is that in the Q&A? Is that how that works, Kelly?
No, I'll see a little hand raised,
Right.
but that's all it is. So they'd still have to put a question in.
Okay, if anybody wants to ask a question, you've got 30 seconds.
Type it out.
July, we're getting ready, is the poetry of Alex Gilson. You know Alex.
Oh, I do know Alex. I love
Yes,
him.
we all know Alex. Alex actually wrote 9 poems for us, poems for painting, and in July, we will be going through those.
So is he going to read them, or is there art? We're looking at art inspired by them.
Art inspired, but we'll actually have Alex as our guest to read them and then discuss them.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, so that's what we've got coming up for July. Can we see the last?
Okay, let's see. We have a question.
Yeah.
From Francis Miller. Can we see the last and third last from the end?
Let's see how well I can do that. I know I can. We go here.
That last one did have a face in it.
Right. Is that where? Here's the last one.
See? I thought it was a horse.
You mean right in the center there?
The brown? Yeah.
Or I see the shadowy figure on the left side. And I see a shadowy figure in the center.
Yeah.
And
There's
let's
something, for me, as soon as I saw it, I thought it was a horse, but I don't know. It's definitely something, but.
And then we'll go back. She wanted to see
Third last.
the bird. I think this is third last.
Rustic perch.
So
Only $80, that's a good deal.
exactly. So if you'd like to purchase this, contact Tim North at timnorthphotography.com. Tell him you saw it here. So great. Well, I think that brings us to a close of another fine time of Tea Time with Terry.
Yay!
Did you have a wonderful time, Terry?
I did. I saw all this art for the very first time, and it was very lovely.
Cool.
I don't have to curate. I just get to appreciate.
Right, exactly. You just get to sit there and smile, and I have to do all the work. I'm not bitter. So, thank you, everyone. And we'll see you July 9th for the next Tea Time with Terry.